Welcome to our team. I am delighted to welcome you as our new operations manager. I am counting on your expertise and commitment to ensure safety and
Arrived
order.
an additional task and is awaiting instructions.
First, choose a location for your first base. The price varies depending on the location and size of the site.
Police
We
Patrol
will
Car
provide
5
you with
has
the
arrived at
construction
residential
costs for
burglary
your
and
first
is
base
awaiting
in the form
instructions.
of a loan, which you can repay in small installments. As a result, these costs will not affect your starting capital.
Person's smartphone was snatched from their hand and stolen. The thief must be caught quickly. The witness statements were recorded. The forensic team has arrived and is beginning to collect the evidence at the scene. Fire Engine 4 has arrived at fuel leak and is awaiting instructions. The perpetrator was successfully arrested. The perpetrator was successfully arrested. The leaking fuel has been successfully removed. A pickpocketing incident has been reported. The thief must be caught quickly. A
Now connect
17-year-old
your
girl
base to the
reported
public
hearing
road.
strange noises coming from her
First,
brother's
place
apartment
an
and fears
entrance at the
might
edge
be
of the
in
base and
danger.
then connect it to a public road.
I would also like to welcome you. I will provide you with useful information to
An
help you
employee
get started.
refuses to leave the company-owned
You
apartment.
can now start building up your
Boss threatens
base,
to have the
hiring
lock removed.
employees, and buying vehicles. As soon as you are finished, the local emergency calls will be forwarded to your base.
Police Patrol Car 1 has arrived at additional task and is awaiting instructions. A water pipe has burst in a residential building. Turn off the water and pump the basement truck. arrived at suspicious noises from an apartment and is awaiting instructions. The contracts provided are unclear. The tenant remains in the apartment. Officers questioned the 17-year-old. They could also hear the noises coming from the apartment. Despite
Emergency
knocking, ringing the
dispatchers
doorbell,
handle
and calling
incoming
out, the brother
emergency
did not
calls
respond.
and then stay on
The
the
fire
line to
department
get
must
always
force
the
the
latest
door open.
updates and keep you informed throughout. If all dispatchers are busy, incoming calls will be placed on hold.
The report has been
Over
signed.
time, you will
Emergency
therefore
services
need to
have
hire more
found task
dispatchers
force
and
open the door
provide
and
them
are
with
waiting
desks.
for new instructions. Police patrol car 1 has arrived at pickpocketing and is awaiting instructions. The water was turned off. A theft occurred at a store. The thief did not present any identification. Successfully arrested. The thief's identity must be verified on site.
You're doing a really good job, and I'd be delighted if you would also take over the management of the fire
Further
department in
damage
the
was
city.
prevented.
If you're ready, you can unlock the fire department for free in the research menu right now.
Employees will automatically fulfill their needs if you
Attention
provide them with
heatwave.
the appropriate
High
infrastructure.
temperatures lead to
However,
more health
if you enjoy
problems.
doing so, you can also give them direct instructions by clicking on them.
The perpetrator had hidden his ID in his jacket. He is wanted on an arrest warrant and must be taken to jail. A smoke detector has reported the development of smoke. It must be checked whether a fire has broken out.
It looks like you're ready to go. Your first emergency call will certainly come soon. You will receive an assessment at regular intervals and will be given a budget for the following period based on your performance. As long as you are not dealing with emergencies, you can take care of the other tasks that also need to be done and are displayed in your to-do
The
list.
perpetrator was successfully arrested. Patrol Car 4 has arrived at additional task and is awaiting instructions. Assigned emergency services cannot complete the task, enter the apartment, and are waiting for new instructions. A stray animal has been reported. Arrangements must be made for transport to a shelter.
Now things need to happen fast. Send the correct vehicles by clicking on them and dispatching them to the emergency site.
Turns out to be unfounded. The brother is fine and obviously in a great mood. He was having a good time with his girlfriend and simply didn't notice the world around him. We've received a call about a child selling lemonade on the side of the road. Verify that they have a permit to do so. Neighbor has pulled the smoke alarm and must be arrested. Fire engine 1 has arrived at smoke detector triggered and is awaiting instructions. Dispute has broken out in a restaurant. The situation needs to be investigated.
The first emergency services have arrived. Click on the vehicles in the mission marker and
Fire
assign
has
them
been
the
detected
tasks
and
they
must
should
be
perform on
extinguished.
site. The higher the qualifications of
Crowd
the
of people
employees and the
swarmed
more
around the
employees
burning
working on
building.
a task, the faster it will be completed, which can be crucial depending on the urgency.
Building is on fire and needs to be extinguished. A crowd of people is formed around the burning building. An adult is shouting at the child. De-escalate the situation. The fire has been successfully extinguished. There's a calf on the road that escaped from a trailer.
You will receive experience points for successfully completed tasks, which you can use to level up. With each level up, you earn research points that you can use to unlock new content and improvements.
The adult has been removed from the situation. loaded back onto the truck.
After a mission has been successfully completed, the vehicles automatically return to base. However, you can also assign them another task immediately if necessary.
The crazy neighbor was successfully arrested. The child does possess a permit to sell goods. Choose what should be done. Fuel has leaked from a truck. Due to the expected rain, any remaining fuel could end up in the storm drains. The fire has been successfully extinguished. The bartender is said to have charged for more drinks than were consumed. The parties involved come to an agreement on the spot. A dispute has arisen. The situation needs to be investigated. The child does not possess a permit and has been arrested. The crowd is now at a safe distance from the fire. A 3-year-old is reported missing after a front door was left open. Gather information from the parents to determine the next step. Callers report a danger zone. Get an overview of the situation at the scene. Police Patrol Car 3 has arrived at dispute and is awaiting instructions. Attention, New Year's Eve. Leaking fuel has been successfully removed. Fireworks and escalations. Fire Engine 1 has arrived at oil spill on road and is awaiting instructions. A couple is found in the apartment. The argument threatens to escalate. A heavily intoxicated man is reported on the street, harassing pedestrians and damaging property. The teenager has become stuck in a baby swing. Observe the situation and decide how to free them. The oil spill has been successfully cleaned up. Separated and calmed down. glass bottles fell off of a truck and scattered across the road. Has been reported. Arrangements must be made for transport to a shelter. Choose to use either the Halligan tool or the jaws of life to pry the swing apart. The parents are not certain that the child left the house. Choose where you'd like to start the search. An electrical box has caught fire. The teenager has been successfully freed from the baby swing using the jaws of life. Caller has reported a noise disturbance. The situation must be assessed on-site and de-escalated if necessary. The toddler was not located in the house, and a neighborhood search must now be performed. Police Patrol Car 4 has arrived at Drunk Man Goes on Rampage and is awaiting instructions. A heavily intoxicated man is reported to have harassed pedestrians and damaging property. A physical altercation between several persons was reported. A water pipe has burst in a residential building. Turn off the water and pump the basement truck. The intoxicated man reacts aggressively and attempts to flee. Injuries or damages may occur. A heavily intoxicated man is reported on the street, harassing pedestrians and damaging property. Fire Engine 2 has arrived at burning electrical box and is awaiting instructions. Police Patrol Squad car arrived at Riot Animal and is awaiting instructions. A tree is blocking a road and needs to be removed. Police Patrol Car 3 has arrived at Brawl at bus stop and is awaiting instructions. The cause of the noise was identified and appropriate measures were taken. The perpetrator was successfully arrested. has been successfully extinguished. The witness statements were recorded. Slippery surface caused by an oil spill was reported at an intersection. A burglary has been reported in a residential building. The suspected perpetrator is found in the area around the building. Microchip needs to be scanned. Several residents witnessed the incident and should be interviewed. Squad car, one has arrived at drunk man, goes on rampage and is awaiting instructions. The intoxicated man reacts aggressively and attempts to flee. Injuries or damages may occur. The perpetrator was successfully arrested. The water was turned off. No action was taken in time, but the situation has calmed down. The perpetrator was successfully stuck in a baby swing. Observe the situation and decide how to free them. The dog was reunited with its owner in the neighborhood. A motorist attempted to drive past, resulting in scratches to their vehicle. Damage is documented for insurance purposes. Conduct identity checks and question civilians. The oil spill has been successfully cleaned up. Further damage was prevented. The missing toddler car, one has arrived at additional emergency alert has structured out. Fire engine 1 has arrived at tree on a road and is awaiting instructions. Police patrol car 4 has arrived at burglary in a residential building and is awaiting instructions. A 3-year-old is reported missing after a front door was left open. Gather information from the parents to determine the next step. The witness statements were recorded. We've received a call about a child selling lemonade on the side again. Verifies that they have a permit to do so. The report needs to be verified. Choose to use either the Halligan tool or the jaws of life to pry the swing apart. The perpetrator was successfully arrested. The teenager has been successfully freed from the baby swing using the jaws of life. The caller reported a vehicle that had repeatedly crossed the middle line. The caller is still at the scene and can identify the driver. An adult is shouting at the child. De-escalate the situation. Fuel has leaked from a truck. Due to the expected rain, any remaining fuel could end up in the storm drains. The explosive ordnance disposal event has been requested to collect grenades. A breathalyzer test must be administered. The driver was engrossed in a conversation with the passenger. The breathalyzer test showed a blood alcohol level of 0. The parents are not certain that the child action is required. Choose where you'd like to start the search. A grenade was handed over to the explorer has arrived at fuel and is awaiting instructions. Person's smartphone was snatched from their hand and stolen. The thief must be caught quickly. The adult has been removed from the situation. The missing toddler was successfully located in their own home and no further assistance is required. The leaking fuel has been successfully removed. The child does possess a permit to sell goods. Choose what should be done. The child has been warned. Found again.
Your employees would like to have proper beds to get a good night's sleep. You can now fulfill their wish and add a bedroom to your base. There, tired employees lie down in bed and recover completely, in contrast to sitting breaks, during which they only regain up to 80% of their energy.
A water pipe has burst in a residential building. Turn off the water and pump the basement truck. Car 4 has arrived at stolen smartphone and is awaiting instructions. perpetrator was successfully arrested. The water was turned off. Further damage was prevented.
You can now add a fitness room to your base where your employees can do their workouts. This keeps them fit and helps them complete tasks more quickly during missions.
A caller reported a vehicle that had repeatedly crossed the middle line. The caller is still at the scene and can identify the driver. Broken out in a parking lot. The situation needs to be investigated. Attention, New Year's Eve. There will be more noise, alcohol, illegal fireworks, and escalations. Several vehicles have been reported for illegal street racing. Police Patrol Car 3 has arrived at dispute in a parking lot and is awaiting instructions. The driver is not under the influence. He's using his cell phone while driving, which is prohibited. A citation for traffic violation is being issued. The building is on fire and needs to be extinguished. A crowd of people is formed around the burning building. A possible drug deal between two people was reported. The situation needs to be investigated. parked in a way that blocked another driver. This led to a dispute. Physical altercation between several persons was reported. Squad Car 1 has arrived at additional task and is awaiting instructions. The dispute was resolved and the obstructing vehicle has driven away. Squad Car 1 has arrived at illegal street racing and is awaiting instructions. Police Patrol Car 2 has arrived at Brawl at bus stop and is awaiting instructions. The crowd is now at a safe distance from the fire. A heavily intoxicated man is reported on the street, harassing pedestrians and damaging property. Question the witnesses who observed the illegal street racing. Arrest the drivers of the located vehicles. Police Patrol Car 4 has arrived at drug dealing and is awaiting instructions. The fire has been successfully extinguished, but the emergency services on site suspect arson. After questioning witnesses, suspects have to be arrested. Wave. High temperatures lead to more health problems. Witnesses of the crime have been successfully interviewed. The brawl was successfully brought to an end. A dispute has arisen. The situation needs to be resolved. The drivers have been successfully arrested. The officers saw a drug deal taking place. All persons involved must be arrested. A smoke detector has reported the development of Patrol Car 1 has arrived at additional task. The perpetrator was successfully arrested. A tree is blocking a road and needs to be removed. caught fire and must be extinguished before the fire spreads. The screaming neighbor has pulled the smoke alarm and must be arrested. in scratches to their vehicle. The damage must be documented for insurance purposes. Slippery surface caused by an oil spill was reported at an intersection. The buyer was able to flee. The emergency responders entered the building and determined that it was a false alarm. A small fire has broken out at a campsite. The customer is demanding the marked price, but the salesperson insists on a higher amount shown at the register. Fire Engine 2 has arrived at Tree on a road and is awaiting instructions. The parties involved cannot reach an agreement. The product remains in the store. Fire Engine 3 has arrived at oil
Vehicles
spill
become
on road
dirty
and
over
is
time
awaiting
and should be
instructions.
washed to maintain the professional appearance of the emergency services. Build a car wash and send dirty vehicles there to be washed.
Slippery surface caused by an oil spill was reported at an intersection. The fire was extinguished. No campers were injured. Attention, exceptionally high crime rate. Fire has been successfully treated. High number of crimes are currently and the road is clear again. The oil spill has been successfully cleaned up. The crazy neighbor was successfully arrested. Reported at a residential building. The perpetrators gained entry through the patio door. Evidence must be secured and a report filed. Fire Engine 4 has arrived at oil spill on road and is awaiting instructions. Silent alarm was triggered in a shop. The oil spill has been successfully cleaned up. A shop reports a shoplifting incident. The perpetrator has to be picked up and arrested. A tree is blocking a road and needs to be removed. caused by loud party music is reported from a residential building. The caller must be located and questioned. The troublemaker must be found. Attention, exceptionally high crime rate. A particularly high number of crimes are currently being committed. Burglary was reported at a residential building. The perpetrators gained entry through the patio door. Evidence must be secured and a report filed. Fuel has leaked from a truck. Due to the expected rain, any remaining fuel could end up in the shop drain. Reports a shoplifting incident. The perpetrator has to be picked up and arrested. Car 4 has... has arisen. The situation needs to be investigated.